Hey, welcome. You're listening to WAYO, live at WAYO on WAYO LP Rochester 104.3 FM, WAYOFM.org. Here is Brainwash Victim. Yeah, right there you heard Brainwash Victim live in the studio here on Live at WAYO. Hey guys, can you hear me all right?
We can hear you great, Joe.
Nice.
Yep.
Why don't you introduce yourselves right off the bat?
I'm Tom. I play guitar and sing.
I'm Zach. I play the bass.
I'm Andrew. I play drums and occasionally sing.
Nice. So how long have you guys been around? I caught you live the other night. That was my first time seeing you guys. Been around for a while, or?
Yeah, we've been around for about 4 years. I think this lineup, we've been together for 3.
Is this have you been in other bands before this, like a lot of bands, or is this the first one? I can't tell how old you guys are. You're way younger than me, I know that, but.
These guys are in a lot of bands.
Bass and drummers always. So 4 years ago you started, you said?
Yep.
How'd you guys meet?
I think it'd be a good story for you guys to tell, actually.
Well, Tom used to be in charge of this DIY spot called the Chaos Compound. And I didn't really come out to too many DIY shows or shows at all before that. That was kind of my introduction to the Rochester punk scene and what it had to offer. And that's where I met Zach. He went to I went to a lot of the shows, but Zach was at like every show that they did there. And that's where we all met. And I showed Tom some of my solo music stuff that I've been doing, and he liked it, and he asked if I wanted to jam and see about playing drums for Brainwash Victim.
Awesome. Yeah, I went to Chaos Compound once, and it scared the heck out of me. Being an older guy, I walk in, I'm like, oh man, this is scarier than the other place I won't mention. I told Tom this the other night. Just being an old guy, you go in and you're like, this doesn't feel safe. But that was a cool space, though. That was cool that you ran it.
Thanks.
So that first song, that was actually kind of 2 songs that you played. The first one was called Theme, right?
Specifically, I'm going to get it right. Theme based on the works of Phil Collins and Amundul II.
That's a great title. And then the main part of that song was called, and what was that titled?
Intense, Dangerous, and Austere.
Awesome. You ready to play another song?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to be playing now?
This is Head to the Boot.
Great. You're listening to Live at WAYO with Brainwash Victim. Yeah, welcome back. You have Brainwash Victim live in the studio here, live at WAYO FM. You're listening to wayofm.org, 104.3 FM. You can watch this all live on the air, too, if you want to go to wayofm.org/live, I think it is. Click the watch button. There's a watch button up there, and you can watch these guys play live in the studio. So, guys, yeah, that song was called Head to the Boot, right?
Yeah.
Your influences. So the other night when I saw you, initially, right off the bat, Crazy Horse came to mind. Is that a touch point for you guys?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
I've always been a big Neil Young fan. It's something that me and Drew definitely have in common.
For sure.
Not Zach so much, but
Is it contentious in the band?
not at all.
I know Neil Young could be like this split between friends. I have a friend who was actually at the show the other night, and he is not a Neil Young fan at all. But we have a lot of other stuff in common. What other influences are kind of that you feel are maybe informing what you guys are doing right now?
I think, like, for me and Andrew, like, our early bonding point was, like, maybe early SST records, that kind of stuff. Like, when we were just hanging out to begin with, and then, like, just, like, classic rock. And then for me and Zach, it was a lot of, like, noise rock, anarcho-punk, that kind of stuff.
Nice. Yeah, when I saw it, Tom, so now it all makes sense because you looked really familiar the other night and you seem to know me, and I'm like, why do I know this guy? And I think I saw you might have played the show that I went to at Chaos Compound. You might have did a solo set, opening for like Rap Astor was in town, DJing incredibly loudly.
So
night?
The very first Brainwash Victim show was in fact a 15-minute jam.
Oh, was it this? That was that show, right?
Yeah,
Oh, there
that
you
was
go.
that show.
That's 8 years ago?
Maybe 4.
Okay.
Yeah, 4.
That feels better. All right, yeah, let's get to another song. Your next song is called Ride for Free?
Ride for Free.
Nice. You're listening to Brainwash Victim here live at WAYO. Do you guys ride motorcycles or?
No.
No? Wasn't sure if it was a reference or not. That was great. So that song was called "Ride for Free." Have you all the songs that are on this new record? Are they things you've been working on for the last bunch of years, or are they like a recent batch?
Well, some of them are newer, some of them are older. Ride for Free, I think, is the oldest one that we got, or Blood Syndicate's probably the oldest one.
Yeah, that's the oldest one. I wrote that one when I was in high school.
Nice. Do you have one other release out? Cassette maybe?
Yeah, we did a demo last year.
Okay.
So, yeah, most of the songs, they came together, I think, mostly in the last year. I think for the first few years of the band, it was kind of a bit more screwing around. It was, it's like what we did on the weekend.
Yeah. And you mentioned, you kind of referenced like this setup. Are Andrew and Zach, is this like a new lineup that you guys have, or did the lineup change in the last couple of years?
I'd say this is the real lineup. Sorry.
No diss to all the other guys that were in the band at some point.
Yeah.
Nice. And yeah, speaking of this new record, you guys self-released this, right?
That's correct.
And you're doing an official record release show coming up?
Yep. Yeah, we got you can find that on our Instagram, and then we're also doing a record release we'll be playing the Metal Meltdown at Record Archive on October 10th. Oh, the LP's available October 10th. We're playing the Record Archive on Tuesday, October 14th.
Okay. And what's your Instagram handle?
It is at Brainwash Victim 666.
Nice. And that's your Bandcamp too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's get into, so you have another song. So just for everyone to remind everyone, you're listening to Live at WAYO. This is a show that happens every Sunday, 2 to 3 p.m., different live band every week, different host every week. This is my first time hosting this show. Glad to be here with Brainwash Victim. You can, if you are in a local band or, your solo artists and stuff like that, you can email info@wayofm.org if you're interested in playing at Live at WAYO. And again, you can watch the live feed right now at wayofm.org and click the watch button. So, what's your next song coming up here, guys?
This is Feast of Liars.
Sweet. You're listening to Live at WAYO, 104.3 FM, wayofm.org. Hey, welcome back. You are listening to Live at WAYO, WAYO LP Rochester 104.3 FM, WAYOFM.org. This is a Brainwash Victim playing live in the studio here. If you missed any part of today's show, you can always catch it up on the WAYOFM.org Live at WAYO page, and we posted to the YouTube channel as well. There's like a whole slew of videos up there, and perfectly produced by our crew here. And again, if you're a musical artist or a band in town in the greater Rochester area and you want to play at Live at WAYO, email info@wayofm.org. So welcome back, guys. So that last song was called Feast of Liars. Do you want to say what that's about or no? Do you like talking about what your songs are about?
I think all of our songs are about our life story. You know, that's something we've kind of intentionally done as a band, just kind of like telling the story of our lives over the years, but I'd be careful not to elaborate.
Good enough. When did you guys each start playing music? And like what kind of got you into, you talked about SST and punk and noise and stuff like that. Like, where was the turning point for you getting introduced to music like that?
I mean, I always wanted to play guitar and be in a band. I thought it was really cool, but it seemed way too hard. And then, like, I'd hear, like, Black Flag and the Misfits and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, I could do that.
How about you other guys?
Well, I started playing guitar when I was like 13 because my dad played guitar. I thought it was really cool. And I started out really just as a metal guy, like Metallica, Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, and that kind of thing. And then I got into the SST stuff in high school and, like, Sonic Youth, Meat Puppets, Dinosaur Jr., stuff like that. And that was really cool because it was like, oh, there's music out there that can, express feelings besides rage. That's cool. And I played guitar for the longest time, and I started making my own music, and I only really learned drums because I didn't know any drummers, which turned out to be a good thing to do because now I'm in 10 million bands.
How about Zach?
I first heard the Sex Pistols, and that was in my junior year of high school, and I saw Sid Vicious, and I thought it was pretty cool, so I wanted to play the bass. And yeah.
Zach, the talkative guy. Where you guys all grew up around the area?
I mean, they did. I grew up, like, an hour or two away. I grew up in the country.
What brought you to Rochester?
Music. I wanted to give my shot at it. I moved here with a buddy. We were going to start a band. Then, a lot of partying ensued. And then slowly over time, we got the band going. And yeah.
So Rochester was your destination to make it in the music industry.
Look where I am now.
You don't hear that often. Although recently, it's kind of funny. I do hear there's a lot of local bands now that did not grow up here and moved here because they heard about the music scene here. And the fact that it's a somewhat affordable place to live, although every place is really expensive now. But it's interesting to hear that. Like, I came here because of college, and then I just liked it and never left, and music was part of that. But you don't hear of people usually, usually it's like, oh, I'm moving to New York or Boston or like a bigger city, bigger scene. It's kind of interesting. Like, what did you find out about Rochester where you're like, oh, I'm going to move there to be in a band?
I mean, I always liked the bands that came out of here, whether it was like Trigalactagon, bands like that. I always thought it was super cool. But it just so happened that my buddy was getting a house, and I was like, oh, well, this is easy. I don't have to do any legwork here.
Yeah. Where'd you grow up?
Darien. So, like, over by Darien Lake.
Oh, it is. Oh, okay. There's a town called Darien?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
It's Darien because there's more cows than people.
You guys, I think we were talking before we went on the air. You recorded the new record at your house or apartment?
Yeah.
Crash Face, yeah? Yeah,
our buddy, I'll hold the record. Our buddy Zach Van Dam recorded it with us, 24 hours. Blasted it out, and then there's one track recorded by our friend Isaiah, who also records a lot of bands and plays in a bunch of different ones too.
Yeah, Isaiah's great. I think I might know Zach too, but Isaiah did some work for me at a festival last year. And it was great to work with. He actually went to high school with my daughter, so I'm aging myself right there. How long did it take you to record? What kind of equipment did you guys use? Like, was it just digital? He has a digital setup or something like that, and a lot of mics, or?
Yeah, I think we spent the most time just making sure everything was mic'd up real good.
Yep.
And then we just kind of blasted it out.
Yeah, we did it live off the floor. It was pretty minimal bleed, just strategically placing amps in different spots in Tom's apartment to the point where we could still hear each other, but get a somewhat level of isolation.
Yeah, so you basically recorded it all live?
Yeah,
that?
I think we did
everything.
2 takes of everything and then just picked whichever one we liked better.
That's great. Yeah. And Tom, did you do overdubs on that or no? Or is it?
We did the vocals over, yeah.
Yeah.
But nothing else.
Guitar wise, it's all just single track.
Yep.
Yeah, you play in a certain way where you blend really nicely between like rhythm and lead, and the sounds, they work. It almost sounds like it could be 2 guitar players at playing, but.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's really nice.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, and again, like you're playing like Neil Young is, for me, and I don't know a lot. It's embarrassing. I don't know a lot of SST bands outside of Black Flag is actually a newish band for me. Like it was probably like 10 or 12 years ago. I was watching a band at the Bug Jar, and I turned to my buddy John. I'm like, what are these guys going for? And he looked at me. He's like, that's Black Flag, dude. I just didn't get like the whole like soloing. I didn't expect soloing to be in like early punk and hardcore. And that was like a hole in my, my listening discography. I was definitely like a Sonic Youth fan back in college and stuff like that. So I definitely knew of that part of SST, but yeah.
Yeah, I think the thing that always appealed to me the most is like their whole thing was just like creative anarchy. Like it's not about what your band sounds like, but more like the people you associate with and the earnestness of your music.
Yeah. And again, I mentioned this the other night when I saw you guys get up on stage, and you're all wearing like kind of battle vests and lots of punk patches and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden you start playing pretty raw rock. It took me for a loop. And then, of course, I didn't remember that I actually saw you like 4 years ago, but I apologize.
It's good that you don't remember 4 years ago. That was heinous.
No. I remember really digging it.
Yeah.
I think I was confused by what you guys were doing. And again, probably, and it's my own, headspace of you didn't look like you should be playing that music, right? And I love that. It screws my head up.
That was actually our first show.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I remember that. Yeah, and then my buddy Rat just played incredibly loud DJ music.
After the set,
in a concrete space,
he made a point to tell me how I should get a Strat that doesn't have it has a hardtail bridge because it gets better sustain and my guitar will sound better. And he was standing there with his guitar and it only had 4 strings on it, and some of the strings were like the wrong one. It's like,
Rat. I don't know did you know Rat before that or?
Yeah, I've heard about it just because like Thurston Moore and stuff like that.
Yeah, we've known him forever, and people think he's completely chaotic and stuff, but he totally knows his gear. Ran a recording studio in Miami for years. Recorded actually the first Marilyn Manson material before Brian was the singer of the band. There was a woman singer of the band, and he recorded tons of bands down in South Beach in Miami back when that area was not a fun place to live. But all right, let's get to another song. What's your next song coming up?
This one is called Blood Syndicate.
Great. You're listening to Brainwash Victim here live at WAYO 104.3 FM, wayofm.org. Yeah, welcome back. You're listening to Brainwash Victim here, live at WAYO FM, WAYO LP Rochester, 104.3 FM, WAYOFM.org. I'm Joe, your host, by the way. This is my first time interviewing these guys or anybody on this show, and I dig it. So, yeah, what was that last song that you guys just played?
That was Blood Syndicate.
And again, it's a life experience that you don't want to talk about.
Well, it's melodramatic. It can be hard.
What? Yeah. So how do you put these songs together? Is it like Tom writing the song and then everyone else kind of figures out their parts, or do you guys jam together, or is it a mixture of both?
Definitely both.
Both. Yeah.
I mean, there's stuff that cause we'll jam for 2-3 hours sometimes, and then just kind of pick out the stuff that's cool, and then other songs. There's been a few that I've kind of just delivered as like, this is the song.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I'm assuming from your personality, you're cool with people changing it, giving you feedback. You seem pretty chill, right? Or are you
I can
total hard ass?
yeah.
I mean, generally, there's kind of an understanding that, I mean, in any other band that I'm into, there's kind of an understanding of, like, there's usually one or two guys who have the vision, and you kind of just respect that. But even before you can really fully see it, you kind of go with what someone's saying because they got the vision in their head and you might not yet. So that's usually how we do it. And if, certain parts, there's been certain drum parts where Tom's been like, hey, do this. And I'm like, okay, I'll do that. Mm-hmm. And then that kind of, over time that kind of ends up translating to, and, you kind of get more of a feel for what we're trying to go for. And then you can just kind of feel it out.
Remember the time you played double kick on a song?
That was very early on in my tenure with Brainwash Victim. I was, pretty much strictly a metal drummer, and I just the thing that I was most proud of was my double kick. So I was like, Tom, please, can I play double kick? And he said no, and I'm glad that he said no.
It's gone, right? You don't have a double pedal, right?
I have half of a double pedal here.
Yeah. But you don't have the left pedal.
No.
Yeah.
I had to early on. I just started taking that off with Brainwash Victim because I didn't trust myself not to use it.
My high school band back in the day, the first band I played in, our drummer was a jazz drummer, and he was really into, like, you mentioned Phil Collins earlier, right? So he's into, like, that kind of sort of prog and, Neil Peart, of course, and stuff. He had a Rototom set. You know what Rototoms are, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everyone, right? So they're usually pretty cheesy to hear. Yeah. And we're like, dude, you got to get rid of those. So he took them off his kit. And then a few months later, we're jamming, and we go to a space, and he had them set up because he was, like, playing with other people. And we're like, yeah, just keep them there. Like, we want to get practice going. And he started playing on them, and we're like, all right, dude, you're keeping those. Because he would go bat crap crazy on them. And then, he played them in a way that wasn't like the stereotypical way to playing them. But I tried playing double bass pedal once, and it was a complete failure. So I've given that up. What so yeah, you have a new record out, officially out in a couple weeks?
Yeah, it's on all streaming now, and then starting October 10th, we're gonna have them selling them at shows and stuff like that.
And your record release show, the official record release show, is at the Record Archive right on Tuesday, October 14th?
Yep.
Right.
That's the Metal Meltdown. What time is that? Is that like a happy hour thing that they do?
Yeah, some kind of matinee. I think like the music starts at 7, and usually like you show up at 5, and they got records playing and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's in the back room over there.
Yep.
Right.
Back room lounge.
And you have other shows coming up, right? At some maybe DIY spaces around town.
Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff coming up. That's all on our Instagram page, and there's flyers and all that.
Yeah. So again, for the listener, you can check these guys out on Instagram at Brainwash Victim 666, right?
Yeah.
There's only 2 6s written on my sheet right here, but I'm assuming it's 3 6s, right? And then their Bandcamp is brainwashvictim666.bandcamp.com, so you can preview things that you'd like to hear and stuff like that. Again, if you're a local Greater Rochester area artist or band and you want to play here on the air live at WAYO, this is a Sunday show every Sunday, 2 to 3 p.m. Email info@wayofm.org.
It's fun.
Yeah. Is it fun?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I don't think I've done it yet. I'm in multiple bands, but I'm usually a little too busy and stuff like that. Playing live in the studio is somewhat nerve-wracking sometimes, right? But you guys are doing fine.
It's nice here. It's best you can hear everything.
Great. That's good. And you can, if you've missed any part of the show, you can go to wayofm.org, and we have a Live at Wayo page, and we have a YouTube channel that we post the videos, and the videos are this crazy, like, multi-angle camera thing. So if you've missed any of this, check it out, or if you just want to see it again, of course, check it out. What other plans do you guys have coming up? Do you plan to get on the road at all, or what?
Yeah, we're working on stuff for the fall and probably another spring tour. That's always fun.
Yeah, where do you usually, like, have you done a couple of those at all?
Yeah, usually around, like, areas around, like, Ohio, Pittsburgh, West Virginia kind of area, and then we're looking to try to head to a little bit more East Coast this time.
Yeah. Do you, what, is that part of kind of like DIY spaces and punk spaces, or are you playing clubs and bars and stuff like that?
Mostly clubs and bars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's kind of, I don't know, you don't find as many people. It's harder to find the DIY spots, oddly enough.
Yeah, they don't last very long, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
If they get popular, it's hard. Running Chaos Compound stuff, it's hard running those spaces and keeping it going,
Yeah, definitely.
paying rent, staying under the radar, potentially, things like that. If you have collectives, it's hard to keep a collective together. Chaos Compound was just you, or you
No, I had a
couple people?
Yeah, a couple of my friends were helping it, and it was a good run. It was just basically the lease was up and time to move on to something else.
Yeah. That's awesome. So Brainwash Victim, live at WAYO right here. Introduce yourselves again, just in case people have missed it earlier in the set.
Well, I'm Tom. I play the guitar and sing.
I'm Zach. I play the bass.
I'm Andrew. I play the drums and sing when I feel like it.
Nice. Tom goes by TK or TK3.
I have a really long last name, so no one calls me that in person except maybe like my father.
But what, your last name or TK?
TK3.
Oh,
it's
TK3.
like a little nickname that my dad gave me.
And Zach's name is with an H that Tom just figured out today. You spelled Zach with an H sometimes.
It's with a K. It's with a K.
Oh, it's with a K.
Gotta be with a K.
Can you believe that?
Wait, is it a K or an H?
It's with a K when I say it with a... Well, when I write it down with 4 letters, it's with a K.
How do you spell Zachary?
With an H.
Yeah, with an H. But
So it should be with an H.
But you can go either way.
You got to differentiate because
Yeah.
Zach is also the guy who recorded our record, and so he's got it. He's Zach with an H, and he's Zachariah. So I feel like that lends itself to the H more. I don't know. It's like in school when you have certain color folders that correspond to certain subjects. I don't know why. It's just kind of how it is.
Keeps everyone's attention correct, and you figure out who's who.
Yeah.
I just realized a lot of people don't know Joseph and Joe are the same name.
Huh.
So I ordered some food a couple weeks ago, and it was with my credit card or something. So it was like, I'm like, oh, I'm Joe. I'm here to pick up food. And they're like, we don't have anything. We only have a bag here for Joseph. I'm like, yeah, that's me. And I also found out recently that people don't know how to spell Joseph. They spell it like I did when I was like 4. I flopped the E and the S. Anyway. What do you got? You have one song left?
Yep, we got one song left.
We can fit more if you want. It's up to you. How long is this next song?
It's like 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got more time if you want. It's up to you.
We'll see how long it goes. 'Cause
Yeah.
Don't forget, that's how long it is on the record. I don't really count.
Yeah, you can jam it. So you're listening to Live at WAYO right here, 104.3 FM, wayofm.org. Up on the Roof is up next at the top of the hour, so stick around for that with your host, Kyle Brown. And here is more Brainwash Victim with a song called Manifest Destiny Part 2.
more?
Yeah, right there. You're Brainwash Victim. If you have another one, yeah, play it. We'll play it out. Stay tuned here for Up on the Roof with Kyle in about 5 minutes. This is Brainwash Victim on Live at WAYO. Go for it, guys. Thanks for coming out.